Coming up, Amazon announced a products and services event, and Be My Eyes gets an update.
You're listening to Double Tap, your daily accessible technology show. Now, here's your hosts, Stephen Scott and Shaun Preece.
Oh, hello, Shaun Preece. How are you?
Bonjour, Stephen Luscott. How are you, sir?
Etienne, I think you'll find. That's my name in French. Etienne, I learned that at school. Yes, I went to school. I'm saying that specifically to the taxi driver who once asked me, did you go to school? You sound almost intelligent. I won't tell you my response. Yes.
Etienne.
Hope you're well. And lovely to have you all here, Double Tappers. I've got to say, we are flooded with news at the minute. It is wild out there. There's so much going on. It's great.
Oh, exciting news. I am so excited by the first story today. When you told me about this, because you keep me updated, Stephen Scott.
I do.
You are like
That's what I'm here for, yes.
Yes, you are my news guru. And when you told me about this, I was so excited. I think this is going to be cool.
Yeah, well, let's get into big news.
Breaking news.
Yes, big breaking news today. Amazon announcing a products and services event coming up on February 26th. It's going to be held in New York City. Invites went out. Still waiting for mine.
Anything?
Maybe today in the post. Maybe today. I'll wait for the postman or woman to arrive.
Sexist.
Actually,
well done.
I always say postman, but actually it is postwoman because where we live, it is a post lady. Anyway, that's beside the point. I don't think they send it out that way anyway. But yes, according to The Verge, this is posted on The Verge last night. The event is actually going to be hosted by Panos Panay, the company's new head of devices and services. And of course, this is the first big event he's hosted. He did a Kindle event last year, but this is his first big event. Following
event.
Yeah, it wasn't much of an event, to be honest. But yeah, they announced some new Kindle products, but this is the first event he's going to be hosting since leaving Microsoft back in 2023. Now, of course, the interesting thing here is Panos Panay was the man who was the designer behind a lot of the Surface products at Microsoft, right? And we all know how wonderfully beautiful and sexy they are. I know only because you keep telling me.
Oh, I love it. The Surface Pro 8 is my best computer. The best computer I've ever owned.
I mean, of course, the Surface Pro 9 would be amazing if we had one, but we don't. Microsoft, just saying.
Microsoft, just saying.
Just saying.
No, seriously, it is amazing.
Yeah.
It's just so... You hated it.
Well, I
loved
you know
it.
me, I don't like the whole kickstand thing, but I do like the Surface laptop. That is one I'm kind of interested in. I'm so... This is totally off topic of this story, but
we'll get back to it.
Yeah, we'll get there.
At some point.
But honestly, I kind of want to dip my toe into this whole AI PC world, and I know Greg in Arizona is listening going, oh, Stephen, here we go again. But I don't know. I hear so many conflicting reports about the usefulness, the capability. I know people say that they're wonderful, but I think it all depends on the apps you're using. And the problem is there may be one app you really need, and that's the one you hit the roadblock with, and suddenly you're stuck. So I don't know. I think it's a bit too early, if I'm honest, to make the dive. I've been tempted, very tempted. I think it was the Lenovo, can't remember which one it was. It was a Lenovo IdeaPad, it might have been, one of those, one in the range. And it was going for like $700. And I thought, that's a really good price with the Snapdragon X Plus in it. And of course, 16 gig RAM, 512 gig solid state. And I thought, that's a great price. But then I thought, is it money I'm going to spend? I'm not going to really enjoy this. I don't know.
We got so excited by... We've talked about this before, but we got so excited. I don't think it's proved itself yet, ARM. But, I mean, the Surface Pro 8 that I'm using isn't ARM anyway.
But anyway, that's got nothing to do with this story, of course, because the story is Amazon.
No, it does, though, because
the
point that I'm so excited is because of the Microsoft connection. So this is the first event, as you mentioned, hosted by this ex-Microsoft designer, I'm going to say. And the reason I'm excited by this is because usually Amazon, it's always, let's throw this idea, this product. We got the Echo Frames invitation only. We got the robot. I've even forgotten the name of it. Astro. Thank you. We've got the robot. We've got this. We've got that. And it never really gets released. We're just chucking products at it. I remember watching one event we watched together, and there was just product after product after product that was just thrown out.
I think there was that particular event, and I can't remember which year it was, but it was like 50 products or 56 products announced. in one event, and it was clearly they were just throwing stuff at the wall, see what stuck.
Yeah, but how many of those products actually made it through to anyone's hands? You know, so I'm excited to see maybe this is like a reset. You know, maybe they're concentrating on the core products here, like their tablets, like the smart speakers, of course. And maybe, you know, of course, we're going to see the progress and what new direction they're going to go in with AI. So, yeah, I am excited by this.
And, you know, they're not mincing their words here. They are telling us it's a products and services event. So that's exactly what it's going to be about. Now, the products we're talking about, of course, updates to the familiar Amazon Echo line. Now, of course, the company usually does this big kind of hardware event in the fall, right? In autumn for the rest of us. But that didn't happen last year. We did get new Kindle e-readers. We got Fire HD tablets. We got Echo Show smart displays between October and November. They got the update, I think, to the Echo Show 8, if I remember rightly. But it was only the new Kindles, really, that got the honor of an actual media event. So, yeah, this is the first time we're going to see Amazon products coming along, new products, in 2025. Nothing really in this vein in terms of smart speakers last year. The question, though, is, and this is, I guess, what you're excited about, right? Because Panos Panay being there left his mark on the whole Microsoft Surface line. He probably does have big ambitions for Amazon's products. And you can dismiss the Amazon products sometimes as being cheap looking, maybe. I mean, some people even say not so great software. I disagree. I think the Lady A feature is brilliant. Some people don't like it, which is fair enough, but I think it's brilliant. I love it. I use it every day. And despite all the other ones that are out there, it's the only one I've ever stuck with because it just is so good.
Absolutely. Their products usually are loss leaders to get you into their services.
Yes. The problem's been the services. I think that's the biggest issue,
the service. Be honest. Yeah, absolutely. I agree.
But so
I think he's going to stamp his identity on there. I'm hoping it's almost like a Steve Jobs returns to Apple moment where he says, okay, let's concentrate on the products that actually people care about.
Yeah.
You know, draw a line through all this other stuff and let's concentrate on what really matters. And let's be honest, at this moment in time, it is the smart speaker and the service that it can provide.
Well, yeah, the speaker's important, and, you know, it's always nice to get a new design, and look, let's be honest about it, I'm not going to lie to you guys, you know this anyway, but I'll be playing this quite a lot.
What Stephen bought this week?
There's going to be a lot of that when this event is done, because I am going to probably replace all my Echoes, because I know what I'm like, I just love buying new things, as you know, so I'm going to be replacing all these speakers. I remember, look, I'll say this, I still have downstairs, in one of the rooms downstairs, I have the original, the very first Amazon Echo, still running, still working great.
Someone stole mine. Have I mentioned that?
Well, you had the one like a Pringles can. Remember
yes,
you had that one,
and you twisted the top to change the volume. The very first one, it was amazing.
I think I've still got that somewhere, but it's not your one, I promise. But I've got one lying around. No, this one's like the hockey puck one. Right, it was a little one. It had
USB powered,
and also it had that 3.5mm headphone jack on the back as well, which was great. And that's exactly why I have it, because I have it hooked up to speakers in my kitchen, right? So I want one that I can connect to an amplifier so I can get it to the speakers. Of course, there's other ways to do that now with Bluetooth, but, you know, my speakers don't have Bluetooth in them because they're old like me.
Okay, sorry. I thought you were going to carry on. You just want me to respond to that. Yes, you are old.
Oh, no, Stephen, no, please.
You're younger than me. Okay, there, you can have that.
Thing, blah, blah, blah.
Would you buy a new speaker, though? Okay.
Absolutely. So you kidding?
What would they need to change? Because I can't remember the last time they released a new generation.
You met me? Do you know who I am?
Just stop it. All right, we're not talking about you. Okay, for the double tappers out there. All the updates to the speakers in the past, God knows how long, have just been generational. What was the last one with a clock underneath the skin? Nobody really cares.
That was the Echo Dot, wasn't it? No, the Echo Sport. Sorry, the Echo Sport, which replaced the Echo Dot with the clock. I think they've stopped that now.
Whatever it was,
different
what I'm
ones
saying
kicking
is,
around.
It's nothing that I thought, I've got to rush out and replace. I'm not entirely sure what they would need to do other than, you know, improved, let's say, HomePod quality sound.
Well, it's interesting you say that. I was thinking about the Echo Studios. They haven't been updated at all, have they? There's been no Echo Studios.
Not at all.
And I think that there's an opportunity for Amazon here to do something in this area, because it's the HomePod is great, but the smarts aren't great. That's the problem, and that may be coming. And I always feel with Apple, it's we'll get to it. Some
How
guy
long do we
sitting in a
say
nice
that?
easy chair, going, "Don't worry about it. It's all going to be fine." But I'm still sitting here with 2 bricks for speakers, which sound amazing playing music, but that's all they do. I still have in my living room, for example, my HomePods next to my Lady A. I'm not getting rid of my Lady A. But here's the thing: if I can get the same audio quality from an Echo speaker, well, there goes the HomePods.
Why would you have the HomePods?
Why would I bother?
Yeah, I'm exactly the same. I've got the HomePods in the living room, and I've also got an Echo Big, as you labelled it, in there as well.
The ball one?
Everything else. Yes, the big ball one, yes.
Yeah.
Which is very
that
good,
hasn't been updated in a while either.
Nothing has.
No, none of them have. I mean, you get these little, as you see, you get these little sporadic updates, and I kind of hope they weren't going down the route of the Echo Spot, because as much as it's okay, and don't get me wrong, it packs a good sound. I was quite impressed by the sound, actually, of those spots. I thought they'd be terrible compared to the Echo, the Echoes with, the ball, the small ones, almost the tennis ball
the
size.
Dots. Yeah.
The dots, yeah. But
they are called the Dots, but they're tennis ball sized, yeah.
I mean, it'll be interesting to see what they bring out. I mean, like you say, I think the question is, what would you spend money on? So I'm guessing you're not keen to update all yours yet.
Well, it depends
until we see
what
the event.
Yeah, well, no, it honestly depends. I'm not sure what they could offer unless they say, look, we've totally redesigned the drivers in here. The sound is absolutely amazing. Because I'm not going to go down the smart speaker with a display, the shows. I've tried them numerous times, and they don't offer anything for us. If we don't care about the screen, yes, they're accessible, and I appreciate that, but they just don't work as well as an audio-only smart speaker. So I don't care about anything that's a hub for controlling smart devices. I don't care for anything with a screen. So what can they offer me that I would say, you know what, I want to replace? Because, we got various generations in the house, some of the flat ones, some of the ball ones, some big, got studios. What would they need to do? I'm not entirely sure. And maybe this could just be down to the AI or just improving the smarts. I'm not even convinced that...
Don't bury the lead here. I mean, come on, that is what the story is, right? This is about AI. So ultimately...
I'll bury the lead if I want.
Well, you can do it, but I'm going to dig it back up and I'm going to show you.
All right, you do that.
Because look, let's be honest, this is what it's about, right? I mean, they have to, I think, improve Lady A. I mean, look, as much as we use it for these tasks every day, we're getting used to a world now. There's lots of, especially in the blind community, lots of us who are really getting into the whole world of ChatGPT, dipping our toe into that, dipping our toe into Google Gemini. We're seeing how impressive the conversation modes are. And I think a lot of us want that built into our Lady A. I don't know about you, but I still go to my Lady A for questions. I'll still say, what's this or what's that? Tell me this. And I still get these, I can't help you with this, or I don't know the answer to that. And it just feels very... Is this 2000 and when did it come out? 2007, 2008?
It does feel dated. I will absolutely agree with you.
Made sense then, doesn't make sense now.
Yes, but saying that, look, I love all the AI apps out there. I was playing with Google Gemini just last night because it's had an update. I was checking it out.
Version 2 is out, right?
Yeah, but the responsiveness is absolutely amazing. I love that live conversation. But you know what? In all of them, ChatGPT, Gemini, absolutely all of them, they will, a lot of the time, they get things wrong. And I don't know if we would stand for that in a smart speaker, getting it wrong. Me being able to say, actually, that's not right, it's this. And it will saying, oh, yeah, sorry, I got that wrong, you're right. And you being able to change its mind. I think it's different with a smart speaker, maybe because of the time it's been here already. We sort of rely on it. I don't think hallucinations we will be sort of tolerated as much on a smart speaker. And maybe that's the issue.
Well, here's the question. What are they going to do? Is it going to be a partnership deal with, say, Anthropic? There was talk of Anthropic who make the Claude AI. That may be the AI that powers the intelligence within Lady A, right? So that might be what they use. It's not likely to be ChatGPT. There may be ways to get access to ChatGPT, as there is at the minute. There are ways to get there through these skills, but it's all a bit of a secret door. Essentially, you need to know where you're going.
Yes,
I'm actually on the system.
I'm hoping it's some sort of excuse me, some sort of mix of the already existing whatever machine learning they're using to power Lady A, and the conversational processing, the context awareness of, the AI services that we're so used to. Because I want to be able to, and look, we've said this 1,000 times, I know I have, but being able to say, do this, turn the heating on in an hour and, check for notifications and schedule this appointment and be able to stumble over my sentences and questions and it still keep up with me without having to say, Lady A, do this, Lady A, do that in a series of sequential, commands.
You're so right, because look, I do have that brain fog that hits me every time I talk to it, because you almost feel like you have to almost gather your sentence in a row and make sure you've got it 100% right. Because if you don't, if you sort of halfway through a sentence just break for a half a second, she's, I don't know what you're talking about. And you're like, come on,
Yeah. But I don't want
I sometimes say turn off the light, I mean turn on the light. And then I want to just say turn on the light. And she gets confused. And I'm like, no, can't you just understand this? And that's the AI I want. That's the AI I'm looking for here. You're right. I want something that is going to, understand what I'm saying, understands when I'm correcting myself when I'm asking it a question, because then it's more natural. And that's what we're promised with AI. That's what, at least with the conversational AI.
Yes. Well, like I say, I'm excited to see what it just feels like. There's a new feel to Amazon, because I think it's been so long since we've had any, I'm going to use the word innovation here. And it's a real shame, because they really broke the mold when they brought out the Echo smart speakers, because they were absolutely amazing.
Well, it does say here, just so you're aware of this, because this is quite interesting. Panos Panay, according to The Verge anyway, Panos Panay's team have also been slowed down by the delayed release of the new generative AI features for Lady A, which were first announced back in September 2023. And we've seen nothing since then. Rohit Prasad, Vice President and Head Scientist for Alexa AI, sorry I said the name, publicly acknowledged last month that this work has been much more complex than expected. Amazon is indeed very late to the generative AI race, and the company may reportedly choose to lock these new intelligent features for Lady A behind a subscription. However, Reuters are reporting the company initially won't charge for it. So, perhaps it's a case of, let's try it out, see what you think, and then a subscription model may come in.
That reinforces the reliability of the answers that they're probably getting from this yet. And I think that's okay. I don't mind that. If it's something just to have a conversation with, and it's behind, it's almost like a skill, that's absolutely fine.
But they could solve all this, I guess, to some degree with partnering up, because I'm guessing they're talking about their own AI. This is not the Claude AI that was talked about before, because I remember reading about this, that they said that when they tested Claude, they were getting far better responses, they were getting more accurate responses. So it felt that there was perhaps a need to, in the short term, and this is, I think, actually in some ways what Apple maybe should have done, is partner up rather than trying to do this themselves. Give them time to build their own. If Apple needed more time, if Amazon need more time to build their own AIs to do it themselves, then they should probably partner up with someone who's already ahead of the game first and give them that time to build, rather than, because otherwise, if you launch an inferior product, if you launch something that's inferior, then, I've got to say, as much as Apple's wonderful, and I am a huge Apple fan, Siri is terrible. And even if it was brilliant tomorrow, I'd still have that in my mind that it's terrible, because it always has been terrible.
Yes.
That's the problem for me. Very interesting story. February 26th, we'll have all the news, of course, here on Double Tap. Don't you worry. We'll bring you all the information from the event as it comes to us, and we'll tell you all about it. And I'll get my shopping list ready. I wonder if Lady A can help me build my shopping list of new Amazon Echoes.
Oh, very good. Well done. Move on.
Thank you. Right. Be My Eyes has issued a new Winter 2025 release, which they say is focused on enhanced usability and performance, as well as improving data controls and choices for users. Well, Jesper Henriksson is CTO at Be My Eyes, and he told us more about the new update and what it means for customers.
We've rolled up a number of new features into an announcement we're sharing with our community today. The enhancements are a direct response to many asks and ideas that have come from our users in the past year. So first, we're introducing higher resolution video. All our calls are now in 1080p HD, allowing volunteers and service agents to see finer details and provide more accurate assistance. Next, we've enhanced Be My AI with a new auto read aloud feature, a speech button, if you like, This means Be My AI responses will be read out automatically, even if you're not using a screen reader, a feature which has been much requested by our low vision users. And finally, we're also introducing image saving in Be My AI. Photos taken in the app, along with the description generated by Be My AI, can now be saved permanently to the camera roll on your phone. We've also added history to Be My AI, so you can now refer back to previous chat sessions with Be My AI, share and unshare, and save in order to keep a session indefinitely. And for Apple users, a new custom iOS shortcuts allow quick voice commands like read this with Be My Eyes, which uses a prompt for reading text, ask Be My Eyes, where Siri will ask back, what's the question? The question will then be forwarded to Be My Eye. I also want to share an update on data management in Be My Eyes. With Be My Eye now officially out of beta, we're implementing a new 30-day retention policy. Images and their chat descriptions will be automatically deleted after 30 days unless you choose to save them. We're also making data controls more transparent and accessible. Users can now manage their settings more easily, including the option to opt out of the AI training with a simple switch in the app. And this update coincides with our 10th anniversary of Be My Eyes, and we remain committed to innovation, accessibility, and putting control in the hands of our users. All the features I've talked about today are either available now or will be available later this month.
Thanks to Jesper Henriksen there for sending us a little video clip there explaining what is going on with Be My Eyes. Absolutely wonderful to find out what is happening. And yeah, I mean, look, it's iterative, I guess, but it's important. I mean, 1080p calls, that's pretty good actually, because that's going to help a lot of people, right? I mean, one of the challenges I face on some video calls on other services is those low quality video calls. You want higher quality. Now, if you're at home, of course, and you're on Wi-Fi, you're going to get the best quality possible. Your results may vary depending on where you are outside the house. And if you're on public Wi-Fi, good luck. But yeah, I mean, look, the options there, and these things tend to, adjust as necessary. The auto read aloud is quite cool as well. But yeah, great stuff.
Well, as was mentioned, for magnifier or zoom users on your smartphone, yeah, this is fantastic, because sometimes you do just want it just to read it out, but you don't want the screen reader on. So yeah, that makes total sense. I'm a big fan of the 1080p HD as well. I wasn't actually aware that it wasn't already, so that can make a big difference for reading text especially. So yeah, very cool.
There's more bandwidth going around. There's more ways, more capability for phone networks to deliver that kind of video quality now, which is great. So it's allowing higher quality calls. I mean, there's a tendency to reduce the quality so that you can ensure a more stable connection overall.
Yeah, no drop frames, no stuttering, things like that. Which, I mean, I'm assuming this is going through the Be My Eyes servers anyway, so there may have been some investment in the hardware at the Be My Eyes side, if they're the man in the middle. I'm not actually sure how the chain works for this, but I'm assuming so. So, yeah, it's just a good way to go.
Yeah, absolutely wonderful. Great to hear from Be My Eyes. Great to hear them updating. And of course, a lot of this behind the scenes stuff goes on, but it's important because that's what makes the difference to us. These are small changes, but they're important, and it shows the continuing commitment. So absolutely wonderful. I want to mention as well OpenAI and WhatsApp. So lots of interesting stuff going on here. Like I was talking about earlier with Amazon and Anthropic, potential partnerships. OpenAI and Meta clearly working together here. Now, this makes me happy when I hear about this. This makes me very happy when I hear OpenAI. Yes, because if you think about our previous story, what we were wanting to happen on our Meta Ray-Bans, we want Be My AI, right?
Yes.
And what powers Be My AI? OpenAI.
Yes.
So if OpenAI and Meta are friendly and being nice to each other and being, very nice, I'll come around for tea, then that would be wonderful, because then we could...
That's exactly how it works.
Exactly how it works. Mark Zuckerberg calls up Sam Altman and says, "Hey, come around for tea." And is okay, fine. I won't fight you. I think is what Mark usually says. But no, I mean, look, this could be great for us. I'm just thinking long term here, right? This partnership is clearly ongoing. So what's going on here, right? What essentially is going on is OpenAI has announced a couple of new ChatGPT features for WhatsApp users, adding support for voice messages and image-based interactions when communicated with the chatbot via the Meta-owned platform. So you can send voice messages or upload images directly in your WhatsApp conversations with the AI assistant, said OpenAI in a post on X, although ChatGPT will continue to respond exclusively to WhatsApp users through text. So it will respond to you in text, but you can send images, you can send voice messages instead of typing in. Now, to do this, to access ChatGPT on WhatsApp, you need to add the number, which is 1-800-CHAT-GPT, or for those who, like me, don't understand how to do that on a phone, 1-800-242-8478. You got to add that number to your contacts, 1-800-242-8478. All this is linked in the show notes if you go back and check. But that is where the number is. Add that to your contacts, and then what happens is, according to the article here, it says the service functions similarly to the web-based ChatGPT, but with the convenience of the WhatsApp interface. Now, the expansion builds upon the initial WhatsApp integration, which was launched back in December last year, which was limited to text-based interactions only. OpenAI plans to introduce account linking as well that will allow users to connect their existing ChatGPT accounts, whether it's free, Plus, or Pro, so you can keep tabs on your chat history and get more usage out of the service in Meta's app. Now, any US phone number can contact GPT and get 15 minutes of response time for free without an OpenAI account, but downloading the app and creating the account allows for additional call time at no extra charge, although you can, of course, upgrade your subscription. That's pretty cool.
Hang on. Okay, couple of questions here. This is US only then?
Well, it's saying that, it's saying any US phone number, but I have seen reports of people outside the US using this, so I don't think it's exclusive to the US.
Oh, okay. So this is very cool. Second question. Is this a relationship between Meta and OpenAI? Because what this sounds like is like anyone else who's just using WhatsApp as the platform, and we're just calling directly into the OpenAI servers.
Yes, it does. And it sounds a little bit like what Pickeybot is doing and what, Ira have done with the Meta Ray-Bans.
Noah.
And
Biped,
Noah from Biped. All that. I mean, yeah, you're right. It does sound similar, but I don't know. This feels like it might be a bit deeper. And why? Why are they doing this? Why are they doing this? I mean, ChatGPT has an app, right? So why are they encouraging people or telling people they can use WhatsApp? Is it just to expand the service to people?
I don't think. Yeah, that's an interesting question. Actually, do they care? Do they just want as much traffic as possible going into their servers? Maybe for training purposes, maybe just for the numbers to make sure they keep their lead on the sector. I honestly don't know. But yeah, this is great news. Of course, what we're thinking of is just saying, take a picture and send it to ChatGPT, being able to say that to your Ray-Bans. There is a slight sticky point that all of these services has, Pickeybot and Noah, in that getting that response back to your glasses from WhatsApp is limited.
Yeah.
It will only read short messages, and it will only read a minute of audio as well, or play a minute of WhatsApp audio. So there's limitations in actually getting the feedback from there, but I mean, they're all workable. So yeah, this is cool. I mean, this could be the answer or maybe the death of some of those other services.
Well, right. Okay. I was thinking the same thing. But then I wonder if it's a little bit like what we've talked about. I mean, look, there's lots of ways you can upload images and get information from ChatGPT. I mean, we've talked about Be My AI in comparison to that. Essentially, Be My AI came along first. It was the accessible solution to ChatGPT and went further than that. But the further part is that it's tuned. So the prompting is the key here, right? So
yes, absolutely.
I would guess with Pickeybot, a lot of that prompting is done for you. It knows
it's excellent.
It knows what to do with the video, right? It knows what to do to give us the response we want. If you do it with ChatGPT, I guess you have to do that prompting yourself.
Yes, that's right. It's not tuned for the blind. Yeah, no, you're absolutely
It's not going to audio
right.
describe your video, right? It's not going to do that for you.
No, but more than that. I mean, let's think of most use cases is, I'm standing outside of a building, where is the door? In relationship to where I'm looking, where is the door? Can you guide me to the door? ChatGPT, okay, it may give you the information, but you may have to give it subsequent questions to get the actual information you want. Noah is specifically designed to do that. It will double check that left and right and the distances, and it will give you the exact information you need as a blind person to navigate to that door. It's really good at that because that's what it's tuned for. And I'm assuming, Be My AI and Pickeybot will be able to do similar things. So there is a big difference there. You are absolutely right.
Yeah, it's interesting. Are you playing much with Envision Ally? Do you play with that very often?
I did. I speak. I think
I
it
just
would
feel
be
we don't
much...
mention it in comparison with the rest, and actually we should, because it's equally out there, and I think the guys are doing a lot of work on it.
And it is tuned, yes. I think it would be far more convenient and useful if you have a pair of the M-Vision glasses, as I think we've called out a couple of times. Anyone who's using Ally on the M-Vision glasses, please get in touch and let us know how you're getting on with it. I do use it on the phone now and again, and it's okay. I just don't find it offers anything over the others, even though it is tuned for the blind. I honestly, at this precise moment, there's no features that it's offering me when I'm using it on my phone. And that is a big caveat. Using it in the M-Vision glasses may be totally different.
Okay, well, interesting. But you know what? That's the news today.
The news.
Yeah, goodness me. I mean, I thought we'd use that, news jingle once or twice in a show, maybe every so often. There's so much going on this week. It is absolutely wild. And, I'm kind of waiting for, other events coming along, because you're kind of looking at the calendar saying, okay, it's probably about time. Wasn't expecting an Amazon event this early in the year, to be honest. But I think they are clearly hanging on or are desperate to get this thing going because of the fact they were held back from September.
They're losing momentum.
Yeah,
definitely.
They are.
No one expects the Amazon event.
Well, to be fair, normally we get it the day before. Sometimes it happens and it's just announced on the day. So the fact they've announced it this early is actually quite.
Are they going to stream it this time?
No, they usually don't. They don't
I know.
usually, but I'm hoping. Well,
that needs to change.
We will at Double Tap hopefully have access to that event, so we can certainly keep up to date with what's going on, and of course bring all the news to you. We'll tell you what's going on. Don't worry.
We have access, but no invite. It's a disgrace.
Yeah, that's how we work. We tradesman's entrance round the back.
We go through the fire escape.
Yeah, that's it. Take the blind people around the back and let them in that way. They'll fall over something if they come in the front door. Right, look, stick around. We're going to do some feedback. We'll get into the emails and the inbox in just a sec. But first, if you want to get in touch with the show, tell us what you're thinking about what we're talking about. Here's how.
Get in touch with Double Tap. Email feedback at doubletaponair.com. Leave us a voicemail at 1-877-803-4567. And now you can send an audio or video message to us on WhatsApp. That number is 1-613-481-0144.
Okay, well, let's go to Thomas first off. He has thoughts on the Seeing AI updates.
Hi there, Double Tappers. The Seeing AI revision latest. Good news is they actually rolled out that revision on Android as well as on iOS.
Oh, good.
And good for them, keeping it fresh. However, they still don't have the World channel for Android, despite the fact that I ask them every chance I get. Not that they pay any attention to what I have to say. Apparently not.
No, Russ.
Maybe more people should do that.
Well, yeah, if you are missing the World feature on your Android version of Seeing AI, do get in touch. Let them know that you want it as well. I must admit, because I did check on my Pixel 5 last night. I've charged it up and thought, I'll check that Seeing AI has been updated, and it has, as Thomas said. But I never used the World feature. Is that for the scene description?
Yes, and I remember trying that. That was the one that would tell you if there was 5 people standing in a corner, if I remember rightly. And that was great if you wanted to know 5 people were standing in the corner. I'd like to know who they were. That's what I was kind of more interested in. Wasn't something I would necessarily use all the time. Those scene previews and things, but they were very early in the day. I mean, things have improved.
Have they though?
And now you've got face recognition in there as well, or people recognition in there now as well, which is quite cool.
Yeah.
You've got to set all that up, but it's good.
I just don't find it very reliable. And I just don't know what the use case is for a scene description. What? Yeah, maybe. I don't know. It should be there, though. I mean, if it's on the iOS version, there's no reason the Android version shouldn't have it, right?
Yeah, it is interesting. I remember once with the Orcam, I had a people detection. It had the people detection feature in it. You had to train it, right? So you stand in front of someone.
Of course,
It's all very awkward though, because you had to stand in front of someone.
Don't move.
And you said, just stand there. And then you'd say, do this thing and, a recognized face. And it would be like, and they'd go, okay. And then what would happen is every single time that person was in frame, every 5 seconds, there's Shaun Preece. All right, I get it. Okay. It made it impossible for conversation. I had to take it away. I was like, this is ridiculous. It's good, and it always depends on the implementation. This is the problem sometimes with these things. But you know what?
Exactly.
I mean, look, if you're looking for someone in a crowd, it may help. You know what? I just give them a call. If I'm looking for someone,
I know.
where are you?
Yeah,
It's usually
exactly
how I'll find someone. It's never really failed me before. As my old O&M teacher told me, you've got a tongue in your head. Use it. So best O&M advice I ever got, to be honest. Right, let's move on, because this is kind of tied, I guess. This is about recognizing text. Someone has some advice based on their experience.
Oh.
Yes, I have iPhone 15 Pro, and I have the action button set up to the magnifier. I scroll over to detection mode, just flip down, and it says menu, double tap. I turn all the other ones on and leave text on, and it reads text, probably better than the Meta glasses. Maybe you might want to look into that also. Take care. Bye.
Yeah, thank you. We didn't catch your name, but thank you for the message, sending that in a voicemail. Really appreciate that. Of course, you don't have to give us your name when you're leaving messages, but if you do want to say hello, that would be really nice. But you absolutely don't have to. And we get lots of messages. I want to say this as well. People call the number. We just. This sounds like a brag, and trust me, it's not. But we do genuinely get so many messages, it is impossible for us to respond to every single one of them, or even most of them, to be perfectly honest, because there is just such a flood of emails we get every day, WhatsApp messages on different social media networks. I mean, YouTube, God love you all for your messages. I love you all.
Yes.
We will get to them, I promise. We'll maybe do a special just on YouTube comments, because there are so many people who get in touch there as well. It is quite, it's wonderful. It is absolutely wonderful. I mean that.
Still can't quite believe it sometimes.
And I can't either. I can't believe the amount of people who listen to us and comment and get in touch and engage. It's the engagement. I just adore you all for it. And we've got some stuff in the queue right now that is coming up that is just amazing. Got to say, Brian Clark has been at it again. I will play this in soon, but he's created some kind of radio drama based on Ryan, which I just cannot wait to play you. It is unbelievable. He's done the whole thing with AI. It is just wonderful. So yeah, we're going to get that on there. But yeah, we do try, and I know we do our best to get as much out in our show as possible, but we're trying to bring you the news as well. An hour a day isn't enough. That's what I'm saying. We need 15 hours a day, 27 hours a day. Make more hours in the day. Mr. F, stop drinking whiskey and get on with it.
God bless you, Mr. F.
God bless you, Mr. F.
Do you use the text recognition in the magnifier app on your iPhone?
I have done, yeah. Not all the time. I tend to open Seeing AI if I'm looking for text.
Do you forget that option even exists?
Well, no, I don't, but I don't go to it instantly. It wouldn't be my first place. I would think that Seeing AI is better. That would be my take.
Yes, and it is. I will say that. But there are some other interesting features on there. For example, the door detection, obviously, we've talked about before. If you're walking along
If you've got a phone with LiDAR.
LiDAR, yes, that's right.
So that means you need to have a Pro iPhone if you want that.
Is it just the Pro? Yes, it is. Yes, that's right. But if you're walking across the front of a line of stores, it will tell you what door it is and how far away it is. It will read out any information on the door. It's very handy. The furniture thing I didn't know about. That's quite cool as well. If you're walking around, anywhere really, it will say, sofa so many feet away, and it will even tell you if anyone's sat on it or if it's empty. That's very good. People detection, things like that. So yeah, it is interesting. I do still find it slightly odd that they kind of hide it away in the magnifier. I think it should be its own thing, maybe part of Apple, what do they call it? Intelligence, as the picture intelligence.
Sorry.
Okay, thank you. I will say, so he mentioned there that he's added it to his action button. You can also...
No, I don't get any callbacks from Apple now. I think I'm starting to figure out, I'm starting to realise what's going on.
This is why we don't get invited anywhere, Stephen Scott.
Yeah.
You can also, I'm going to forget, but I believe you can do a 4-finger triple tap or maybe quadruple tap. I'm going to say 4-finger triple tap to bring up the recognition, the live recognition feature straight away.
Okay.
So you don't even have to, create a shortcut or add it to your action button. That 4-finger triple tap will take you straight to the live recognition feature, and you can choose, recognize text or recognize doors and turn on all or off all of those features, or have a mix of them. So it's very powerful.
And if you're like me, if you struggle with that kind of gesture, you can change it, right? You can customize that.
You can customize. Can you customize? That's a good point, actually. I don't know if that's listed in the customizable commands.
We don't edit the show, so what I'll do is I'll do it live. As I have trouble with that gesture, I can customize it.
Maybe you can. I don't know. Maybe our listeners can let us know. Yeah, honestly, I don't know if you can. I don't remember seeing that option in the list of customizable commands, but there's so many in there. It's quite possible that you could.
Well be, but
there are other workarounds, like was mentioned in that voicemail there, that you can just link it as a shortcut to your action button as well.
Which, of course, is available across the devices now, which is wonderful. Interesting to see. So I think the first iPhone we're going to see of 2025 will be the iPhone SE 4. That's the talk of the town at the minute, that there will be a new iPhone SE 4. Look, I know you don't care about this phone, but not everyone... But hang on.
You hang on.
No, you hang on.
No, okay, go on.
Thank you. I love how easy you relent. Not everyone can go out there and afford the iPhone whatever Pro, right? I see people online. I see a lot of blind advocates and blindness specialists tech specialists talk about... What's a blindness specialist? A blindness tech specialist talking about buying an iPhone, and they say, I just tell people to buy the Pro. Oh, good for you. If you've got the money, that's great. If you can afford to buy the Pro, brilliant. What about everyone else? Right? So if you cannot afford it, there are cheaper options. And that is what... No, I'm just giving people options.
Yeah.
And look, I'm the first that gets criticized. Oh, you always talk about iPhone. How expensive are they? And how many times have I said to you, renewed, second-hand. You can also buy the iPhone SE. But what are you losing by buying the iPhone SE? That'll be the question, right? And you're going to lose LiDAR. You're not going to get that. You probably will get Face ID this time. I think the Touch ID may be gone.
You're going to lose the home button.
Yeah. I think the home button may be gone. That will put a lot of people off.
Don't worry about it. Yeah, don't worry about that. It's fine.
I don't know. The best thing they could do, they won't do this, but the best thing they could do is either have Face ID or do what they do with the iPad mini, and I think some of the other iPads, where they have the Touch ID button at the top right of the device.
Yes.
I thought they might do that with the iPhone. We'll see. I don't know. If it's going to be in that chassis of the iPhone 14 or 15, then...
In the power button. Just put it in there like anyone else would do. It would be fantastic. I want both. I think Face ID works 100%. Incredibly well. I think it's much more secure. So it's great, but there is a convenience factor.
On Android phones, how you get both. You get Face ID... Not on all of them, it's different in each one, but most of them you get, the option of having Face ID, even in the lower end. Like the Motorola one I've got, that has got Face ID and Touch ID built in. On an Android phone,
it's
a disgrace.
Great. They're beautiful. And listen, let me just say this. I'm not saying, just because it's the SE, I'm against them. No, what I am fed up with is that every year we say, there's a new SE coming.
Well, there is.
And it's... No. There's so many years where, it doesn't show up. And I think people are... Wait, yeah, okay. We'll wait and see, won't we? I'm just saying that. Oh, okay. Well, there you go. I stand corrected.
I don't have any information. I don't have any knowledge. But I just... Look, I read the people who know things, and they say that something's coming.
They've said that every year. The there's a new SE coming. There's a new. Okay. But the point is, people are waiting on, because they are the affordable entry into the Apple ecosystem, and people do wait for these. And sometimes it may be, look for a second-hand one because the SE isn't coming.
I think sometimes you have to also think what's enough. I think that's a good word to use every so often. What is enough for you? Do you need... I know everyone goes on... The people who talk about LiDAR, they say, if you're buying an iPhone, you got to get the one with the Pro because that gives you LiDAR and it gives you all these great features. Yes, but there's a huge cost attached to that. What if... what if you don't use LiDAR? What happens? It's not like your life is over if you don't have LiDAR in it, okay? So
you won't miss it.
I don't think you would miss. I mean, I've got the iPhone 16. I've been using it now for many months. Obviously, I can't use LiDAR. I do feel the features are great. What you talk about with the door detection, and that it's certainly improved considerably since I last used it. Clearly, but
yes,
is it enough to justify the cost? I don't know. I just don't know. We can have a debate about that, I suppose. But I don't know.
It's very individual and down to your personal circumstances, and indeed how you buy your phone. You know, a lot of us are buying it on contract with a monthly payment.
I guess it's that shame thing I can't be bothered with. I get really annoyed by it. Oh, well, you should just get the one with LiDAR in it. I love how people just...
Do you think people are shaming people?
Oh, so have you been on social media? Thinking. That's all I hear. I see it all the time. And it's blind people doing it to other blind people. I hate when that happens because they go, oh, you should just buy the LiDAR one. Well, tell you what, whoever you are, why don't you come and buy it for me? There you go, problem solved. Oh, suddenly crickets? There's a surprise.
Android is very good as well, by the way, and
more
affordable.
Yes, I've got to say, I updated my, it's embarrassing to say, I turned on the Pixel Pro, I think it's 8 Pro I've got.
Oh, yes.
And it said, do you want to update to Android 15? And I'm like, yes, I probably do, yes. Could you just do it and not tell anyone? So yes, I'm updating to 15 because, why not? But it is a lovely phone. It really is. The Pixel is lovely. I kind of wish they brought out, this is ridiculous, but I kind of wish they brought out a Pixel Mini. That's what I want. I don't care these huge phones. I don't want a big, massive phone.
The Pixel's quite, I've got the 5 or 5A.
Oh, that's a much smaller phone. Yeah, you haven't tried the 8. You haven't tried the 8. It's huge.
No. Well, that's because you snarfled it out of the double tap inbox and I didn't get a chance.
Well, I bought it, that's why.
Oh, yeah. Oh, okay. In that case, that's fine.
Hashtag just saying, Google. I feel like I'm saying there's a lot these days, but
Yeah, there's a 9, isn't there? I believe.
Yeah, well, I'm not buying another one. So, if you want to send me one, that's fine, but I'm not buying another one. The Pixel 8 Pro, by the way, is a great phone. So, I can only imagine how good the 9 is. The design is lovely. It's got that, it feels like the Microsoft Surface line, it's got that kind of same quality, it's that.
I love the Pixel
because bear in mind, as we've said before, Google and Microsoft, they make these products almost to be the flagships for the software and what the experience can be like. And then they have other manufacturers who develop. That's not the case with Apple. Apple don't do that. Unless, of course, you go back to the days of the Hackintosh. I still remember reading a Computer Shopper magazine. No, I remember this Computer Shopper magazine at the time, back in the mid-90s, and it actually sold... I want to say the company was called Unix, no, it wasn't Unix. It was Umax. That was it. It was a letter U, M-A-X, Umax. M-A-X.
Oh, I know that one. They used to do scanners, didn't they? Yeah, but
yes.
I seem to remember that, yes.
Well, they sold Hackintoshes, right? They would buy, so it'd be beige box, PC-style box, but with a Mac in it.
Well, with Mac software.
Mac software, yes. Not
like a Mac.
It's a bulge of an iMac stuck inside it, just hammered in.
And they weren't the only ones. This was a thing. You used to be able to buy a Hackintosh off the peg, as it were. And when we say Hackintosh, that's exactly what we're meaning. This is the Mac OS.
Unofficial.
Unofficially, not supported at all, not even allowed, actually.
No.
Running on PC hardware. But yes, that soon stopped when Apple got involved.
I think when Steve Jobs came back to the company, a lot of that nonsense stopped. He got control of a lot of that. And it was partly, I think, driven by the fact they were selling so much stuff at the time. Remember when Steve Jobs came back and he was saying they were making all these products. They made their own printers. They were making their own monitors. They were making their own everything they were making themselves. All the, the accessories and the
routers.
Yeah, that's right. Everything. And gradually, one by one, they said, "No, let's just focus in on one product." And that was when the iMac was born, and the rest is history. But that
was beautiful.
How did we get from where we were to that? But anyway, whatever.
I have no idea.
Do you just love double tap? Right. Okay. So, well, I do. Let's move on to Leander.
Hi, Stephen and Shaun. It's Leander. Thanks once again for another wonderful show. Some interesting topics brought up. Blindisms, about blind people rocking, etc. This is something that I do, and I've done a lot of reading up on it over the years because a teacher's aide I had was wonderful, but she was really upset that she couldn't get me out of it. Worried that she'd failed. But like I said to her, she definitely hadn't, because she is the most brilliant advocate for daily living skills, etc., that there is. Anyway, and so I've done a lot of research into it over the years, and they say that it's because we've got nothing to focus on visually, and you don't know that you're doing it until somebody says, and then you realise. So, there's a lot of different ones. A friend of mine used to have the shaking of the head, like what you talk about, Stephen, or even tapping the side of the head, I believe it was.
Yeah.
And somebody else who I've known of used to spin round. Good for them, really. I'd be as dizzy as hell, but there you are. Anyway, so that was that. And the thing about slowing down, I totally agree. A different thing, but my granddad had aggressive rheumatoid arthritis, and it really got him when he couldn't work no more. It was hard for him to come to terms with, as it's hard for people to come to terms with any, disability. And he went to the doctors one day, and it was a different doctor on, and he said, it just, frustrates me. I can't do what I used to do. And she said to him, she said, don't worry. She said, just slow down. She said, if it takes you all day to get ready and nip to the shop, that's it. It takes you all day. She said, don't worry. And she gave him some recommendations of teas to help to calm, and things. And he said it really helped him having that conversation. It was nice to have somebody to talk to with the understanding. And also, thanks for the demo of Ira. That's the first time I've really heard it up and running. Is that available in the UK then? And is there a subscription to that, please? Anyway, thanks once again for a wonderful show.
Leander, always great to hear from you. That sounded like every conversation I've had with a blind person I've ever had in my life. And also, I've got to say my mum as well. Just wanders off halfway through, still talking away. I love it. Love it.
But especially when talking about living skills. And then it sounded like she wandered off to the kitchen there. Absolutely fine. Blindisms.
Well, actually, can we start with Ira? Because I don't want to miss that. So,
sorry. Yeah, come on.
Ira, yes, it is available in the UK. I've got to say, I'm trying to remember the year it came. I remember I was so excited when Ira announced it was coming to the UK because it was the first time we ever had something like this. We hoped we would get the hardware to come with it. At the time, they had the Horizon glasses, which, were way ahead of their time, actually.
Yes.
And, that was giving you the ability to walk around town with the glasses on and be able for the agent to see what you were seeing. That project, it didn't go to plan. You can imagine, obviously, with the hardware at the time, it just wasn't up to date enough. It wasn't capable enough to do the job, give great picture quality. Obviously, mobile signal, all that stuff was having an impact. So for that reason, it kind of died off, and, they kind of went back to focusing on smartphones, which was the right thing to do. And I'm glad they didn't kill the whole project as a result of it. Blind people want to continue, and we will carry on. Regardless, we'll find a way. And so they moved on to smartphones, and now, of course, we have other options: Vision glasses, and now Meta Ray-Bans via the WhatsApp calls. So yes, all that is available in the UK, Leander. There is a subscription process. I'm not going to go through it because it's quite detailed, and there's lots of different packages available.
There is.
So I would suggest you go to Ira's website, aira.io. And that will give you all the information. You can also download the Ira app. I think you can look through the subscription options in the Ira app as well. I could
They're constantly updating it, but I believe so as well. And let's not forget, you can use it for 5 minutes for free. So you don't even have to subscribe if you can get done what you want in 5 minutes.
Blindisms, yes. It's really interesting you talk about those. And it makes sense, doesn't it? If you've nothing visually to focus on, you may start doing other things, right? I mean, I found when I was reading Braille, my head would either fall right down to my chin.
Yes, that's right. I find myself looking up and to the right,
staring off into the sky.
Yeah, I find myself doing that and it is just perfectly natural. Right? It's not like you're
concentrating, don't even know right? But your head's just got to do something, right?
Well, you just don't know you're doing it. That's why. You're not locking onto something, anchoring onto something visually. So, of course, you're going to do something. But still, when it gets to a certain extreme, should it be talked about or discouraged? Spinning around, for example. does that have a negative effect on, socially? And should we even care about that? Honestly, I don't know, because I'm when she mentioned spinning around, I almost laughed, right? But if that's someone who does that and that's part of them and they don't know if they're doing it and it's because they're not locking on.
Well, this is the thing, though. It's not part of them. It's if it's true to say, and of course everyone's different, right? And there are different disabilities and, there's lots of other things that could be going on, right? But let's just say that person is blind and that's the only disability they have. That's the only condition they have. Then in that case, I would say you probably want to discourage that, because it's not part of who they are. It's just become part of who they are by almost default.
True.
So it's a bit different.
It's an interesting one. It almost makes me a little bit nervous to talk about almost discouraging this because of your disability. Yeah, but it's an interesting conversation because it does have an impact.
It's worth having a conversation. Again, let's not infantilize disabled people, right? We're people. And, it could be the case, like, how many times have we said to someone, you say a lot in a conversation, and they go, do I? And they listen back to something they've said, and they go, goodness me, so I do. And then they change it, right? Is that wrong to do? I think it's the same thing, if I'm honest. Hey, look, we're out of time today. I could talk so much more, but we can't because we're out of time, and Mr. F says we need to go. Catch you tomorrow, guys. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.